Morning, this is Avalon Caravan. Bit of a change here, sat in the car at the local garden centre. Thought I'd have a little trip out, take my lad to the gym, he's there, so I've got some time to kill. Just staring at the woodlands, all starting to get a bit of life to them. You can see a few catkins coming on. You can see sort of a few buds just starting to sort of get a bit more power to them. Beautiful sort of early spring morning, really. Hardly sort of cloud in the sky, but yeah, anyway, that's where, anyway, the main reason is like costs of things. Now, I mean, I just popped in here. I mean, it's the local garden centre, and I was having a look for some herbs, because I think the way forward, I've decided to move towards growing a lot of herbs and trying to sort of build up a store of medicinal herbs and dried herbs and this sort of thing, tinctures, this sort of thing, because I think as prices increase, you know, the availability of drugs, as it were, you know, your painkillers and this type of thing is going to become either very expensive or restricted slightly. I mean, we've seen it, you know, you get a slight outburst of a different sort of flu or cold and the shelves empty completely. You know, I mean, I work in a supermarket, I see it happen literally, you know, within something being on the news about a new strain of a flu or whatever like that, people just compiling in, empty the shelves of all the medicines, all the sort of flu remedies, this type of thing, which to be just get rid of the symptoms. To be honest, they don't sort of do anything for the cold or the flu or whatever, it's symptoms. Anyway, I looked at this and thought, well, wouldn't it be better just to grow your own, prepare yourself for it, you know? And apart from that, they're beautiful, you know. I mean, the flowers on things like thyme and most herbs, to be honest, are brilliant for wildlife. You know, the bees love it. I mean, I keep bees. The bees love them sort of in the autumn as the flower, or the summer. So as well as your sort of basic type herbs, you know, your lemon balms, your lavenders, your rosemaries and this sort of thing, I just fancy looking for some slightly different ones. Anyway, I went into the garden centre and they literally had some little tiny pots with saying what herb was in them, because obviously they haven't started coming up, and they had them priced up at £1.99, 6 for £11, which, yeah, I walked around and I thought, shall I buy some? I'll put some in just to see how they go. And literally I walked round the end. Now this is the same herbs, the guy puts another price on them, £2. They've gone up 50p in about 30 seconds. Now that's the same herb that was bought at the same time, that was bought at a set price probably last year. So they've now just increased their profits by 50p. You know, I can't imagine them paying their staff that extra money. You know, yeah, cost of living's gone up. You know, it's costing more to sort of run the place. But that, yeah, 50p on each one of them, that is just, you know, outrageous profiteering. Anyway, as you can imagine, I did not buy them. I'm going to wait till I can go to a better place, a nursery that's got some better quality ones in. I mean, I know one which is near York, which has a stunning array of various sort of herbs, medicinal and culinary. So that's where I'll be going for them. The other thing that's been happening, I decided to try and do a little bit more on this sort of thing. So I threw some money at MacBook Air. Decided to have a go with that. Now, considering I haven't actually been on a laptop for over 10 years, I do everything on my phone now. I'm used to apps and this sort of thing. So the thought of doing it was quite sort of frightening in some respects, something out of the ordinary for me. Anyway, I set it going. Suddenly very quickly realised how out of touch I am. You know, it said the App Store, so I started to look at the apps, downloaded them. Half of them don't work on the Mac, and I'm since being told don't bother trying to put the apps on. It's not a great way to do it at all. Just go straight through the browser. Now, I've also thought to myself, hang on, I need to get links to my, such as this and this type of thing. So I still haven't worked out how to put a desktop shortcut on it, which, you know, should be easy for someone, but when you're sort of my age, it isn't. You know, you have to get your head around it a bit. Anyway, I managed to get my Facebook on, my Instagram. My Instagram's the same, Avalon_caravan. And I can't get that. I can get my basic one, which is my Green Life or Bus stuff, as the original name was, but I can't get the other ones. And it's the same with Facebook. You know, I have 2 accounts on there because I do hunt, and I like to keep that life slightly separate because it saves the hassle. There are so many people out there that are so judgmental that I decided to keep them separate. So now I've got to try and work out how to get them back and view them. I can do it all on my phone still. My phone's absolutely fine, no problems at all. But trying to get these other accounts so they're visible on my MacBook is proving difficult. The other thing I've been looking at is a camera. Now, I looked at, you know, the Sony, what is it, the ZV-1 and the ZV-1F or whatever it is, IF or something like that, the cheaper version of it. And to be honest, when you're paying that sort of money, you're looking at sort of nearly 600 quid, nearly 700 and odd quid. That's an awful lot of money. Now, some of these cameras, I mean, the Sonys do, they do 4K, but, you know, my MacBook doesn't do 4K. But my phone is recording 4K at 60 frames a second. Now, I've realised now that you can actually link the two together with the MacBook and have this as the webcam. And also use it for video conferencing, this type of thing, or what I'm doing now. So that's another bit of technology I've got to get my head around. But camera wise, I really don't know. I mean, I'll pay a little bit more off the laptop first, obviously, but any ideas what I should get? You know, I'm looking for something, a good sort of vlogging camera that isn't costing me the earth, but obviously it needs to be able to track focus of your face, so it needs to be quite wide thing. You don't want to be auto, you know, it needs a good autofocus. So, you know, I asked the people on sort of Camp Out West what they're using, and I actually missed that bit. I didn't pick it up. So if you're out there, let me know again which one it is. Give me a message, tell me what sort of cameras you're using. I know you were using one of the little Hero ones the other day. Also, editing software. And I know there's lots of free stuff out there, sort of equivalent to Lightroom, this type of thing. But whatever sort of editing software you're using that's free, preferably free anyway, I don't mind paying a bit if it's better. And your ideas on that, please. So any other vloggers out there that use software or a good quality camera for their vlogging, could they just drop me a message and let me know what you're using so I can try and improve things a little bit, particularly for my outside stuff. I'd be very, very grateful. Anyway, you know, if you like what I do, yeah, if you'd just like to press like and subscribe, and hopefully, you know, things will improve a bit this summer and I'll get things going and I'll be a little bit more sort of equipped to do the proper blogs. Anyway, okay, that's Avalon Caravan. Have a lovely day and stay safe.